Ron had an assistant? Hannah turned to look at Edna in surprise. How do you know that? I keep out a jar of instant coffee for Ron. He always liked something to warm him up after he came out of the cooler. There were 2 coffee cups on the counter when I came in this morning, so I figured he finally got his assistant. But I never thought that Max would hire a woman. Hannah felt her adrenaline start to pump. Ron's new assistant might have witnessed his murder. You're sure that Ron's assistant was a woman? There was lipstick on the cup. She must have been young because it was bright pink, and that color looks terrible on someone our age. Hannah bristled at being lumped in a category with a woman who was at least 20 years older than she was. She had half a notion to remind Edna of that, but it might be counterproductive. Did you wash the cups, Edna? Nope, I threw them in the trash. You threw them in the trash? Edna laughed at Hannah's astonished expression. They were the disposable kind. They could be evidence, Hannah informed her, and Edna's laugh died a quick death. Bill's in charge of the investigation and he'll need to see them. Hannah turned and headed for the waste basket by the sink. But before she could start to rummage inside, Edna stopped her. Mrs. Hodges emptied my trash right after lunch. I'm really sorry, Hannah. I never would have thrown them away if I'd known that they were important. Hannah realized she'd been abrupt. That's okay, just tell me what Mr. Hodges does with the trash. He throws it all in that big orange dumpster in the parking lot. Somebody is going to have to dig through it before it gets hauled away. What time does that happen? Around 5. Hannah muttered a curse under her breath. She couldn't stand by and let the trash truck haul away important evidence. She tried to reach Bill, but if he wasn't here by the time the awards banquet was over, she'd have to go through the trash bags herself. Great job, Hannah. Gil Surma, the Lake Eden Scoutmaster and Jordan High Counselor, gave her a friendly pat on the shoulder. It's a good thing you brought extra cookies. I never thought that 18 boys could eat 7 dozen. That's less than 5 apiece, and they're growing boys. I just figured that since I was catering a Boy Scout banquet, I'd better live up to the Boy Scout motto. It took Gil a minute. As Hannah watched, the corners of Gil's eyes began to crinkle, and he chuckled. You mean, be prepared? That's very clever. Hannah smiled and carried the punch bowl out to the kitchen. When she came back, Gil was still there. You don't have to stay, Gil. I can clean up. No, I'll help you. Gil began to gather up the plastic cups and plates and toss them into the trash. Hannah? Yes, Gil. Hannah paused to stare at him. Gil looked very earnest. You found Ron, didn't you? Hannah sighed. Everyone she met wanted to know something about Ron. She was becoming a local celebrity, but being catapulted to instant fame by virtue of Ron's murder made her feel rotten. Yes, Gil, I found him. That must have been very upsetting for you. It wasn't exactly my idea of fun. I was just thinking, that's a terrible thing you had to go through, and you might want to talk to someone about it. My office door is always open, Hannah, and I'll do my best to help you through this. Hannah wanted to tell him that she didn't need a shrink. Even if she did, a Jordan High counselor who dealt with the heartbreak of acne and dateless Saturday nights wouldn't be the shrink she'd choose. But then she reminded herself that she'd vowed to be tactful, and she took a deep breath, preparing to lie through her teeth. Thanks for the offer, Gil. If I need to talk to somebody about it, you'll be my first choice.